Okay, first view of the new monitor. So you can see at the bottom left I haven't got the panel, the utility panel's empty at the moment, and my fake button. But also it shows off a bit of a problem in the design, obviously. This is kind of bowed out a bit, and I've got nothing in the bezel to... I've got to basically change the design so that they pull each other together. Okay, that's nothing serious. Big 4-inch speakers. Whether they'll stay on, I don't know. Around the back, let me turn it around. Here we go. This handle is actually really useful. It's actually really good. You can pick it up with that. I'm surprised actually how well that works. And there's all this full up with bits and pieces. But it's not looking too bad. There's a few problems in here. I'm going to put the screw holes in the wrong place and the metal work and little things like that. But basically, for me, the key thing is, what does it look like on the front of my 1000? And I don't think it looks too bad. It looks all right. The colour's a bit odd. I'm still not sure whether we should change the colour or not. But it will look, obviously, it'll match my other cases. But it's meant to look good on old computers. So I'm maybe tempted to darken the case down a little bit. But there you go. So I've got to, at the moment, I've got to build it. As you're probably aware, the bottom rack, pod, whatever you want to call it, that will come as standard. The top two just bits. This one here is a GBS 8200 with Byron's SCART board, and that mounts the GBS control board, which is flipping amazing. And this is a board that holds in the retro tinks. You see, I've got both in here, the Mini and the Mini Pro. But you wouldn't put both in, and you got the button, so you can operate the button from the other side. But yeah, lots of modifications to do. For example, I don't know if I can maybe get some screws match the right colour. I don't know if I can do that yet. We'll have to wait and see. It will look good in the black one, but well, screw holes are always a problem. But that's obviously, they mount the frame, the metalwork inside, which you can't see. In fact, the metalwork is here. It's a seriously big piece of metal that goes inside it. But that also gives it strength. But also, it is not... No, I suppose, let me just see if I can demo this. So you put your hand in, and you can lift it, and it actually works really nice. Oh, hang on, let's get the camera on it, sorry. You can actually turn it around really nicely, and I'm quite confident with that. I mean, it's obviously all the pressure's on your fingers, but it does mean you can carry this around. Now, my original plan was you put your fingers in there and hook over here to double hold it, but you don't really need to. That actually works well. My only problem at the moment is, and I'm trying to decide, I think I want some feedback on this, because it's important, because I want to make this for people to like it. All right, so there's the base. This here, I think is too tall. So what I'm thinking at the moment is to push this whole tray, this whole top up. I don't know how much yet, but probably up maybe an inch. Give me more internal room, not that you need it, to be fair, because there's a lot spare. And then rise this up slightly, because this will be shrunk obviously, but then rise this up slightly because there's lots of room, and I've got quite big fingers, so sorry, they've got quite big fingers, so we've got quite a bit of space to play with under my fingers. But to take out some of this height, because it's aesthetically, it's annoying me that it's a little bit. Also, considering I've got nice curves on here, but I don't know, I might want to make them a bit even more curved. I'm going to have to play with the model a little bit on that, because when you've actually got it physically, it looks really nice, but you're instantly picking holes in it. I've got my lights on, changing all the colours to make it a bit more interesting for you. And again with the speakers, these will not print. I mean, these will not come out. You can't pull these out of a mold. So that design is going to change. They're just there for the prototype because I've got whacking great 4-inch speakers. But I may drop to 3s, and I may have a speaker mounting system so that I can make something that you fit a blank or a speaker mount module into the side, because you've got to be able to pull it out. But again, it's more cost, see, so it's I just wish that I was no, I don't. I wish I was Samsung or LG with their budgets to be able to play with the prototypes. But I mean, I'm on my second prototype. I consider this pretty much the V1 for this because I completely redesigned it from the ground up. So this is probably a V1. The other one was just an experiment, see if the concept worked. But as you can see, I think the front looks a lot nicer. There's a lot of gapping. Don't pick holes in the fact of the gapping. Yes, I know. There's a few little issues with the metalwork. They made some mistakes. I made some mistakes. But it's first gen. So, and these holes will all change. I've got to actually drill these out. And yes, there's a fake button, but it's just there to show people what it will look like. And your utility panel in the front, if you want to put USBs or an OLED, little OLED display for a Gotek or I don't know, anything like that. Hopefully people will make products for it. I think certainly got a bit metal, it's a bit high, but then if so many things to decide. And of course then the stand, this stand is literally just bolted on. So there's no adjustment in it. But the Kickstarter, one of the stretch goals is to make a proper rotating stand, but I have to reach the stretch goal because this is an expensive thing to make. And it's also, you can see the panel drop there, but there's no screws on the left hand side, so that's the reason for that. But no, all in all, apart from it being a little bit bright for sitting on there, but then, you know, if it was an original, because mine's faded quite a lot, but if it was I don't know, feedback, guys, yeah, give me some feedback. All right, cheers lads, bye, and lasses, sorry.